Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Run Free and Strong. I'm Rayto. We just finished week 2 of our 16-week ultramarathon training plan for the 7 Trails 100-mile ultramarathon in Damascus, Virginia on April 23rd. So I'd like to share with you our weekly update. But first, let's have a look at some trail footage from a long run on the Appalachian Trail and another run in Waveny Park. And then we'll dive into the weekly review and the data.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no more. Even in the hard times, you and I can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through, no limit to what we can do.
Hey baby, tell me what's wrong. Are you sad when you're all alone? Hey baby, what's going on? You couldn't tell me if I was gone. So where has your good heart gone? When you say we're over and done. Oh baby, you're gonna miss me when I'm gone.
Let's take a look at the 16-week ultramarathon training plan for the 7 Trails 100-mile ultra in Damascus, Virginia. There's a video on the training plan. We are in week 2. The plan was to spend about 10 hours time on our feet and run about 60 to 70 miles and cover about 3,000 feet of vertical gain. So let's see how we did. Looking at the actual for the week, pretty close time on feet, 9 hours, 20 minutes. Big jump over the week before. Mileage, we fell short. We ran 45 miles on the week. Small improvement over the week before. And we covered 8,100 feet of vert, substantially more than we needed to. The reason for the shortfall on the mileage was I did not run on Thursday, and then I struggled later in the week, particularly on Friday and Saturday. Let's review a few of the key workouts. Friday was a lactate threshold workout with a 4-mile warm-up, a 1-mile trail mile time trial, ran that about 7:08, was happy with that, and then 4x100 strides on grass. Saturday, wanted to do a 10-miler, struggled, ended up doing 6 miles, and then Sunday bounced back and did a big 20-miler on the Appalachian Trail with over 6,000 feet of vert. We'll take a look at that in a minute. So week overall was not where we wanted to be. Some good things, some things I need to work on. The key takeaway for me was I managed to work through it and bounce back with a very strong long run on Sunday. So let's look at the Stryd Power Center dashboard. The first is Friday's mile time trial on the Waveny Trails at lactate threshold pace. So we see the overall pace was a 7:08. The average power output is about 229 watts, which is slightly above my critical power of 208 watts. And we can see the key stride metrics. Cadence was very good, 189 strides per meter. Heart rate was fine, 168. The form power ratio, or FPR, was good, 0.25. That's considered good. Ground contact time, 213 milliseconds, is also very good. And the leg spring stiffness at 9.4 kilonewtons per meter is also good. We can hover over the graph and see the distance, the power output, and the pace. And as mentioned, this was a lactate threshold workout, and we can see that about 90% of the time was spent within zone 4, which is the lactate zone. Next, we're going to dive into a set of strides. I ran Saturday after a 6-mile run on the Waveny Trails. The strides were 4 by 100 meters on grass. We can see the graphical representation of the 4 strides, including the distance, the time, the pace, and the power output. The moving time was 97 seconds. The distance was a little bit more than 400 meters. The power output 216 watts, which is above my stride critical power of 208. The average pace was 6 minutes 14 seconds, which is pretty cool. So there are 3 metrics that appear worse for the strides on grass than the mile on groomed trails. Specifically, the cadence is lower, the ground contact time is higher, and the leg spring stiffness is lower as well. However, the form power ratio is 0.19 compared to 0.25, and that I attribute to the fact that I was running a 6:14 mile pace as opposed to a 7:08 mile pace. The faster we move, the better should be our running economy and our cost of running, which is expressed by the form power ratio, and one of the key reasons that I do strides. We can scroll through the graphical representation of the 4 strides and see the key metrics. For strides 3 and 4, it looks like the pace was in the 540 to 545 range, which is pretty cool. And it looks like most of that was run in zone 5, which is the anaerobic zone. Last but not least, let's take a look at Sunday's long run on the Appalachian Trail near Kent, Connecticut, 20 miles or 32 kilometers, 6,175 feet of vert or about 1,900 meters. I'm going to toggle off the power on the graph so it'll be easier to see the pace graphed against the elevation profile. So we can see as there are steep climbs and steep descents, the pace drops considerably, and we can scroll through and look at all the data for each mile. We can also scroll through the graphical representation. For the Appalachian Trail long run, we were in zone 1. So we've kicked off week 3 of the 16-week ultramarathon training plan for the 7 Trails 100-mile ultramarathon in Damascus, Virginia, which is on April 23rd. And I will keep you guys up to date. If you're interested to see the detail behind the workouts, feel free to follow me on Strava. The link is on the YouTube homepage. And if you enjoyed the video, would appreciate if you give it a big thumbs up. Hit that like button. It'll help YouTube share it with other people that may be interested. If you're new to this channel, would really appreciate if you consider subscribing to follow my journey. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.